Howdy, this is Nick. I use they them pronouns, and this video is mostly for my patrons. I hope you're all doing well. By now, most of you have probably noticed that my Patreon has shifted dramatically. A lot of things have changed, the focus has changed, and I'll explain that in a moment, but I wanted to first apologize for not being able to keep up with the Patreon that I originally had planned out. Unfortunately, the way I arranged it was a full-time job on top of what I already have in a full-time job. So, unfortunately, I cannot keep up with it. It's too ambitious to get a routine out once a month. I literally do not have the physical space, and I definitely don't have the time. Um, a lot of it boils down to issues I discussed in previous videos that I won't go over again. Some of them are external and things I can't really control, and some of them are personal. But after I realized that this was not going to be a thing, I immediately started throwing down ideas on paper and uh, to see how feasible they were, because I wanted to not hit on something that was too ambitious again. Um, and I kept coming back to writing, because to me, writing is as easy as getting up on time in the morning. I know that I'm capable of it, and I'm mostly successful at it, but whether or not I do it how I intended, I do it every day. I have a, probably hundreds or thousands of notes, stories, diaries that have all been lost. Lost notebooks, unkept pages, writing them in pencil, bad save file names, corrupted hard drives. Like, if there's a way to lose writing, I've probably lost it in that way. And it's probably the thing I've done the most consistently in my life. And I feel like it's probably time to put it out there for some criticism, because I know I've gotten as far as I'm going to get by just writing it and keeping it to myself. And it's time to put it out there and improve. I also want it to be open to be consumed in a way. I want the writing to be able to be seen and read, but I also want it to be easy for people to access it. I want people to not feel burdened to find time to read what I've written. So the way I've planned to do it, I've decided to do it spoken word, performed as the character speaking it with only audio, and I will post it on this channel. I'll also, after the month is over, or actually probably as they're being done, I will put the videos into playlists so they're easier to access. I know that seems a weird way to do it, but once I give you the premise for It's All Gone Now, you'll understand. The synopsis of It's All Gone Now is that the US has gone to hell in a handbasket. The revolution in opposition to the Orange Menace has gone wrong. The government has dismantled entirely. Civilians have divided themselves into groups, some actively violent, others trying to just survive. No sign of outside help has shown itself. I would like to note that this is entirely within the US. This event has mostly affected the US, and so outside countries are mostly unaffected by it. And no signs of help have shown themselves. One person who has lost their group finds a rundown home and a radio with a broken receiver. Unable to trust anyone else and being entirely secluded, they begin to broadcast occasionally in a bid to keep their sanity. It's All Gone Now is a record of these broadcasts posted in real time as they would have aired in this alternate universe. I plan to post every other day or every 3 days. Over the next week, or until the end of the week, I will be writing and editing posts. And how many I can get done within that time will determine how many times I update. I wanted it to be more realistic, which means that I would have posted every day, but again, I wanted to stray away from being ambitious, and more reasonable, and wanted to be more reasonable. After this week, I'll be setting up episodes and editing, which should run anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes. Each episode runs about 2 to 10 minutes. I know that's a very long stretch of time, but most of them I say that I've tested out so far run from anywhere between 3 to 5. And the first one I would like to come out the 1st of September, but I think it's going to be more reasonable to start putting them out on the 15th. I will make an update video at the end of the month with questions I think are important, or answers to questions that I think are important for newcomers and what a regular newcomer would want to ask about the series. So look forward to that. It will be starting in September. Hell or high water. I thank you all for your patience with me. I'm sure this transition on my Patreon will be anything but smooth. That being said, I'm really excited to start this new project, and I have been writing almost nonstop, to the point where I've had to force myself to edit and take notes for new episodes, instead of just writing endlessly. As a one-person project, this is the most achievable, I think, for someone with my heavy schedule. It's something I can absolutely make time for. I'll see you on the 1st of the month, hopefully. Hopefully you'll jump on this in September. Unfortunately, nothing's really happening this month, except for if you are a patron and you have questions about this change. There will be a live stream Saturday night. I will post the exact time that I will be live, and I'll be live for about an hour to answer your questions, and probably apologize more, seeing as pretty much nothing happened this month, because I was incapable of doing anything. I thank you so much. Thank you so much for your patience. This is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride, but come September 15th, I will have a really exciting new project, and I hope you all are doing well. Bye.